I have a chalice which holds my light, and I hold my light in it. It was a special gift from friends and ministerial mentors, Reverend Mary Gans and Reverend J.D. Benson. When I light it, it helps me find my spiritual center and remember my work and our way. When I'm not sitting up here, I am sitting there in the very last row. I sit out there and back because despite this role and my love for and from this congregation, I am not always at ease in crowds. Here, I think about my place, my way here, how I can serve, what I can learn and teach. I sit back there and listen and contemplate all of this, and then occasionally I'll glance up at the wall behind this chancel and reflect on the candles in our altarpiece. It occurs to me, especially on Sundays when we put one out for someone who is passed, that those are us. Those candles, those lights, looking at those, I do think of us that way. Small candles in a large world, shining our little lights. Small lights maybe, but small lights shine the brightest in a dark world. The chalice personalizes that for me. It brings together prayer and meditation and provides a personal representation of putting my light into the world. I used it last night. I was getting panicked, preparing for all the things for my list today. There was so much I wanted to do for today and so much I wanted to be just right. And as yesterday progressed, I was doing more and more and somehow not getting done the things that needed to be. I still didn't have a single actual item done. Nothing was actually finished, although I had been cooking since morning. The reflection was in draft, camera battery wasn't charged, no photos posted or emailed. Things started to spin faster and faster in my mind, and I imagined myself either just staying home in bed all day or here at this podium with not a thing to say and no food at all. So I stopped. I just stopped in the middle of everything, turned down all the lights, sat on my couch, and buried myself under my favorite blankets. After a few minutes of comfort, I realized that if there was ever a time for my chalice, it was then. I lit it and sat before it. It was soothing, but I needed something more, though. I remembered Mary's video about the service being about prayer. Prayer. What is prayer? What's the difference between prayer and meditation? A lot. It seems to me that one difference between meditation and prayer is letting go and asking for help. Letting go and asking for help. What could be easier than that? Almost anything. For me, anyway. I'm a strong, modern woman. Do I really need help making a pot of soup and writing a 5-minute piece? No. These I can manage, struggle through. So why ask for help? To keep from being a mental and emotional wreck at the end of it. That's why I pray. When I'm not praying to give gratitude or for the needs of others, I'm praying for peace. Peace in the world, yes, but peace especially in my heart, mind, and soul. Peace so that when I arrive out in the world with my soup and written work, I am at peace and reflect peace. As I am part of the world and reflect peace in it, I am also part of God. Why am I at peace with God? That is aligned with the peace and the love of God. I reflect that. That ends my reflection, but I'd like to just take a minute to say something else. As was mentioned earlier, and you'll hear later, this is Reverend Mary Gann's last service with us. And she started here, for those of us who don't know it, and for the record, years ago after seminary as an intern. And she'll talk about, that's in her video, about she gave a sermon on prayer, which is we're going to hear a revisiting of. And she went off and did other things and came back and works here in pastoral care. And as a lay chaplain, not in this role, but as a lay chaplain, I was brought into that ministry from J.D. Benson, who I'm very grateful to. And when she moved on, Reverend Mary took over pastoral care and has been my mentor and my guide in my first ministry. And as she retires and I move into the beginning of my ministry, that she started around my age, I am grateful and filled with joy, and of course also sadness, but so much gratitude for what you've given me, for being here for me, for all the lay chaplains, and for everybody that had the benefit, but in the most selfish way, for me. I resonate with when you give sermons, you explore difficult issues that are difficult to speak about, and they always resonate with me because from the pastoral care perspective, I feel that caring for the world, and I know you do. And so just gratitude and blessings on your journey wherever it takes you. Thank you. Thank you.